That's what you call a quality win. The Houston Astros win the second game of this 3-game series against the Redbirds, their old NL Central Division foes. Let's talk about what happened. Urquidy, small ball, big ball, interference ball. It's gonna be ballin'. Let's go.
Yanier Diaz, this is On Astros.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Greg Htown Wheelhouse Chancey.
Hey there, welcome into another edition of Locked On Astros. Yes, that's right. I have been having some issues with my mic today. Sorry for that silent intro. I was trying to see how good are y'all at reading lips? Are y'all really paying attention? That's what I was doing there. But seriously, thank y'all for tuning in. I'm Htown Wheelhouse. You can find me at Htown Wheelhouse on X, Instagram, and TikTok. You can find me at Stros411 on X and on Facebook. And you can also find me at Back to the Bullpen on X and on Instagram. Look, I'm always positive, always Stros. This was a great game tonight, but I got to tell you first, this episode is brought to you by Game Time. Game Time is America's #1 sports ticket place to go right now. If you download the app, create an account, use the code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Look, here's the deal, guys. I love this game. I love this game for more than just one reason. This is a multifaceted, this is a type of win that is super, super key for us to look at all the important things that are going on and know we are not going to get him on the phone. Sorry, I'm not going to say the guy's name. You know who I'm talking about. We're not going to be talking to this guy that y'all want to talk to. It's just not going to happen. Nobody in the MLB is going to talk to that one person. That should remain nameless on my show while I am live, because I do not want to talk about that person. But let's talk about the Houston Astros and what we can talk about. This game, let's start out with Spencer Urquidy. Spencer Urquidy left the game in the third inning. And typically in games like this, when stuff like this happens for the Astros this year, you typically have things fall apart. Why? Because you go to an extended session of your bullpen needing to pick up extra innings, and that typically hasn't really gone in the Astros' favor. Today's game could have gone south really quick because the Cardinals made a late inning push with 2 runs in the 6th, 1 run in the 7th, making it a game. We got the insurance run in the 7th. We ended up winning 8-5. There were a lot of hits in this game, 21 hits. And before I get to the Astros, I got to talk about this kid Gorman. I don't know how he's not being considered player of the game. Nolan Gorman, 2 home runs. He has like 10 home runs in his last 20 games. He's got 14 home runs in the season. Kid is crushing it. Mason Wynn, who I believe is a local product, his home run went to Crawford Boxes, actually hit a fan, and they were tending to that person. So we hope that they're okay. But there were a lot of home runs in this game. There was a lot of small balls. So the Cardinals let it off with a solo shot in the first inning. Alec Burleson hit his 8th home run. And so it was 1-0 really quick. But after that, they got out of the inning. Nothing happened. No more damage. Then Jose Altuve got a single. Alex Bregman got hit on the hand. Man, did he avoid the IL or what? That guy, right here, I've got it from Chandler Rome. He said x-rays on Alex Bregman's hands were negative. We'll talk about Spencer Urquidy in a second. He says Spencer Urquidy said he's doing fine and expects to make his next start on time. So Alex Bregman gets hit on the hand, okay? And then there's a wild pitch, which means both runners advance. Then Yordan Alvarez grounded out. Now let's look at this. Yordan Alvarez grounded out. This was a ball that was hit 56.3 miles an hour, 4 feet distance, a negative 45-degree drop, but yet it got a run home. Small ball. That's the definition of small ball. Jake Myers then grounds out to first baseman. And what does he do? He scores the run. 92.6 miles an hour off the bat. He was hitting the ball hard, not distance 16 feet, launch angle negative 12 degrees. So in their first 2 attempts with runners in scoring position, what's funny is they were 0-2, but they still got the RBI. So they were sacrificed ground outs, I guess you could call it. The expected batting average on those hits, I'm sure, was extremely low, but that is what you have to do to win games. It's these little things that you have to do to stay on top, because every team you're playing, as bad as the Cardinals defense was, I mean, their defense has been horrible these first 2 games. I don't know if they made 2. Yeah, they made 2 errors today. I mean, their infield is just a mess. And it's rough watching major league players make errors. Now, I guess if it's the other team, we're like, yeah, whatever. But, man, so Urquidy goes out there. I don't want to get just in all the offense. I want to give Urquidy his flowers, because he comes in second inning. Matt Carpenter, who this guy will not go away. He's had gray in his beard since I remember him playing, even almost as a rookie. Matt Carpenter singled. Then Ivan Herrera lines out. Okay. Basically what happened was he got hit in the calf. I mean, I don't know if you saw that ball hit him in the calf, and the way that Urquidy was grimacing, I was thinking, oh my gosh, here we go. Then Mason Wynn walks. And then Michael Sadai struck out, and then Brandon Donovan grounded out. He had 3 outs. Boom, they're done in the second inning. So it's 2-1. Houston has the lead. 2-1, a very, very scant lead, 1-run lead. We don't like those in 2024. And later on, guys, I know some of y'all are wondering about Urquidy and Javier. You probably know about them. We will talk a little bit about the fan interference as well. I do not have any news on the person that needed medical attention in the dugout. I just know that it was a non-uniformed person in the dugout that the Astros medical staff was tending to. It could have been an older employee, someone who worked there, and maybe, I mean, look, it's hot. It is hot on that field, and those guys sweat profusely, because like you would think in Minute Maid Park, if you're in the upper deck and you're right by the vents at the very top, it's almost too cold. Okay. My son and I sat in the very last row, section 418, 419, and with those air vents right on us. And I had to put a towel over my neck because I was freezing. You go down 10 rows in that upper deck and it's so hot. Down on the field, it's really hot on that field. They have too many weep holes, or whatever you want to call them, in this stadium. It's really a flawed design when it comes to air conditioning. All that sweating, we need a shower. Yeah, Shalana, that's how the Astros feel after every game, even when the roof is closed. That's what's up with that. Yeah. Hey, thanks for the Orbit hat compliment. Yeah, this is a great hat. This was, I believe, a Lids hat drop. I don't think it was a local. It might have been a local shop, and if it was, I apologize for whoever designed it. But I kind of lose track of these things. I've got too many. Don't tell anybody. But I haven't totally stopped buying hats. I've slowed down, but I haven't totally stopped. So Urquidy gets in there. Let's look at his line real quick, because I want to give that to the people maybe who are listening, maybe who didn't get to watch the show. I know some people work while the Astros are on. I mean, Urquidy only threw 3 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 4 Ks. He has given up a lot of walks this season, okay? Look at his numbers right now. So he has 55 strikeouts this year, and then he also has 26 base on balls. So he needs to reduce the walks. He can get the strikeouts, but he has given up 30 runs and 46 innings pitched. All 30 of those runs are earned. He has given up 5 home runs. He's hit 2 batters. It's Urquidy's control. It's not his stuff. It's not his pitch shape. It's not the ball movement. It's keeping it in the zone. and it's keeping him getting strikeouts. So in our next segment, let's talk about more small ball and Yanier Diaz getting hot. This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Go to FanDuel.com/lockedon and check out the deals they got today. It's winner take all time in the NBA and NHL, and FanDuel's giving you a shot to bring home a big win of your own. Let's take a look at the odds for game 1 of the NBA Finals coming up. The Dallas Mavericks are at plus 6.5. The Celtics are at minus 6.5. The money line is plus 200. Dallas and minus 245 with the Boston Celtics. The over-under is 214, minus 114 with Dallas, and minus 106 with the Boston Celtics. Right now, new customers can get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. That's $150 to bet on spreads, money lines, player props, and more. Visit FanDuel.com/lockedon. Make every playoff shot count. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Thank y'all for tuning in to Locked On Astros. Make sure you check on Locked On Sports Today, the only 24/7 sports streaming channel on the web, on YouTube. I mean, look, the NBA Finals is here, NHL playoffs. They're exciting. I really wish Houston would get a hockey team, but go check out all the news and all the different sports. Look, hey, mandatory practices were today, and the Texans talked to the media, and I think the Texans are going to be on Locked On Sports Today. Locked On Texans will quite a bit because I think they're going to make a lot of hay this year. I think they're going to make a lot of noise, and I actually plan on going to that Texans versus Cowboys game up in Dallas. That's going to be a blast. And hey, something to think about. Just put a little feather in your cap. I haven't talked to Eric about it officially, but we're going to look at putting together a group trip to the Houston Astros game, a Locked On Astros, Houston Astros game where we get a group lot of tickets, and we'll give you the website where you can sign up and go hang out with Eric and I at the Astros game. We've never done that. I thought it would be perfect. Let's do it. I mean, this year the Astros need us, the boys need us, and I think we would be a great good luck charm. So be on the lookout for that. We'll make that announcement here in a couple weeks. I will get a hold of the Astros group ticket office, and we'll make that happen. So hopefully as many of y'all can show up. We got 106 in here. I hope we can get 106 at the game. Let's get 106 likes, all right? It was a big win tonight. Killa Cam, thanks for tuning in. Diana, Uncle Drew, Romano. Let's see who else is in here. Of course, Diana, Linda, Todd the Show, the Bros 123, Daniel Barry, reminds me of a friend I went to school with. Tombato Mix talked about a Cards heckler getting kicked out of Section 228. That's kind of funny. Anytime a Cardinals fan starts heckling, you just ask them how their employee is that's in federal prison for hacking our computers. That might shut them up. All right, so let's get on to Yainer Diaz. Yainer Diaz is feeling it. Yainer Diaz is absolutely feeling it, dude. He was 1 for 4 today, but he had 3 RBI. He scored a run, okay, which meant he was on base. So he got his second home run in as many days. And not only Yainer Diaz, but Jeremy Pena was 2 for 2 with the walk. So he was on base all 3 times. He scored a run. He had 2 RBI. Jeremy Pena is hitting the ball. Look, the Astros were only 2 for 11 with runners in scoring position, but they played small ball and they scored enough runs. So I'm okay with that. Alvarez, 2 for 5, back up to 289, 856 OPS. Jose Altuve, 2 for 5. Alex Bregman, a walk, a hit, and 3 runs scored. I mean, these guys are getting on base. Caratini got an RBI, got a walk. He was 0 for 2, but that's okay. Dubon, we'll talk about Dubon here in a second. He was fired up. I mean, let's kind of launch into this. What was y'all's thought? I would like to see in the chat, and maybe I'll put some of the comments up there. So Dubon timed perfectly a ball to right field, just a crushed laser to right field. And he timed his jump and he went up. Now, he reached into the stands, which you're allowed to do. The fans stood up, and I feel like I was pretty much defending the guy who hit Dubon's glove. And this is why I defended this guy in the stands. If y'all saw it, let me know what y'all think in the comments. I want to know what y'all think. It's not fan interference because the ball was over the yellow line. Okay. Number one, it's not fan interference because the fan did not reach over into the field. So when Dubon goes up, if you watch the guys, go watch the replay. Okay. Right. Todd, I agree. If you're in the front row, you got to have better awareness. But naturally, think about it. A ball's coming at you, screaming at you 110 miles an hour. He never took his eyes off the ball. And that's why I kind of feel bad for the guy, because he looked up the whole time. It's not like he looked at Dubon, saw him running, and said, oh, I'm going to catch it. I'm pretty sure if he would have seen Dubon coming up and leaping into his peripheral, that he would have backed away. But that's such a bang thing. And what's weird is they kicked this guy out, okay? They kicked the guy out for fan interference, but they didn't call it fan interference. So that guy, let me tell you, I promise you, Fizz Pistol, that harassed on X. They were like screenshotting his picture. This guy's terrible. He's horrible. And it was just weird, but Dubon was noticeably pissed. And so there's two sides to this. Was it fan interference? Not by rule, but could he have avoided doing that? Absolutely. Did Dubon have a reason to be upset? 100%. Dubon looked back. I thought, oh man, he looked ticked off. It was an unfortunate situation. That guy, I mean, look, this all I got to say. Put yourself in that guy's shoes. Put yourself in his shoes. I've sat in that first row behind Kyle Tucker. My friend Ron, I sat next to him and his brother. We happened to get tickets from another friend, and I go, oh, hey, we're next to my friend Ron. And so we're right next to my guy Ron and his brother and like all his crew. And he's giving me the rules. Now, don't reach over. Don't stand up. Don't interfere. I'm like, all right, that's cool. I mean, the bottom line is this. Yeah, what'd you say? We've had balls come to us and we've moved and Tucker caught it. Yeah, look, I understand that. I'm just saying, I think there's two sides of this. Dubon is mad. I get it. I would be upset too. Matthew, I'll answer your question here in a second, but it technically wasn't interference. Now, had he reached over, had he gone into the field to play, they could have called fan interference. It wouldn't have been a home run. That would have been to our advantage. But it's a reminder of the Jose Altuve home run that was interfered with, that they didn't call fan interference in the playoffs against the Red Sox. That brought up some brutal memories there when someone mentioned that. So, Locked on Astros, can we still win the division? Have you seen the divisional race? Well, you know what? If you don't believe that we still can't win this division, okay, I'm just telling you right now. Have you not looked at the AL West? And now I know Seattle's winning 4-2 right now. Texas lost again. So we gained ground on Texas tonight. We gained more ground on Texas. I don't know if these standings are updated, but we show 6.5. We're a game and a half behind the Rangers. The Rangers are 5 behind the Mariners. We're 28-34. Does that mean we're 29-34 now? I don't ever know when they update this. Can someone confirm? Let's see. Hold on. What is that total right there? I think that is correct. Yeah, because we played 62 games on the season. Now, before we get to our next segment, this is interesting. This is not great, but this is interesting. Brian Abreu has now appeared in 31 of the Astros' 62 games, most by any major league relief pitcher. But there may be some help coming, because why? The Astros traded for Nick Hernandez, former U of H pitcher. He was in their organization from 2016 when they drafted him to 2022. He is a solid pickup. We traded him to San Diego for cash considerations. We got him traded back to us from San Diego for cash considerations. If you follow me on X, go check out all the stats that I put up there. He is not a bad pick. I thought it was a solid pickup for the Houston Astros. We got one more segment to get under our belt. We've got an update on Javier and Urquidy and a little motivational wheelhouse moment. This episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app today and use the promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Look, when it gets closer to game time, the ticket prices actually go down. I've experienced this. I've told you, walking into Minute Maid Park, I purchased my ticket, and within really less than 60 seconds, my tickets pop up. They are in my phone on my app. I don't have to search email, to go to this site, to open that, boom, 2 clicks and I'm in, and I've got it. It also has event cancellation. It has job loss protection. There are so many great things. Flash deals, zone deals. Also, if you find a ticket in the same row in the same section for a cheaper price on different website, they will give you back 110% the difference so you can spend on more tickets. It's not just baseball, it's football, basketball, everything in between, and not just in Houston. Wherever you go, find the Astros. If they're on the road, you want to get the lowest price guaranteed, go to Game Time. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the industry. Again, the promo code is LOCKEDONMLB. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. Thank y'all for tuning in to Locked On Astros. Make sure you check on Locked On Sports today and also check on the Locked On Astros postcast with Michael Connor. It's not just baseball. Like, he's covering the Astros right now because we're in season, but once the Texans get here, once the Rockets get here, he'll be covering all the sports. So he's kind of like our Mauricio Dubon. He is our utility guy here at Locked On, part of the Locked On Houston Sports. So check that out. Go subscribe to his channel. Help him get to 1,000. Good guy. I'm going to try to bring him on soon and have him talk to y'all. Y'all can meet him if you don't know him. He's a good guy. Go ahead and follow him. Look, guys, we got some bad news. We got some bad news about Christian Javier, about Jose Urquidy. But after that bad news, I'm going to give you a little what I've I got a phone call today from my ultra positive twin, Motivational Wheelhouse, and he has a special message for y'all, and I hope y'all are ready for it. I hope you're strapped in your seats. Hope you got your seatbelts on, kids, because it's going to be fun. A little message from him. But Javier, it was announced today that he is going to have Tommy John surgery this Thursday. It originally, they thought it was his neck. And then they went to further look at it. They realized it was his elbow. So now we have 2 pitchers. We have Jose Urquidy and we have Christian Javier. Both will have Tommy John surgery. I don't know the date or the time of the the date of the Tommy John surgery for Jose Urquidy. But those are 2 guys you were hoping to get back. Javier, I really had high hopes for. I really thought that Javier was going to ball out this year and do well, but you just knew something was wrong. You just knew something was wrong because of that velocity just kept dropping and he just wasn't getting better. So, yeah. So now we have 2 more pitchers that are going, not just on the IL. They're going to be gone. They won't be back. It's a 12 to 14 month recovery typically right now with the technology. And so you could see Javier late next season. So 2025, gosh, that's so brutal. 2025, you could see Javier around August or September if he's able to make it back by then. But look, we got Nick Hernandez. We've got some other arms down on the farm. You have to check out Back to the Bullpen podcast on Thursday. Mike and I will be talking about the workload and just specializing on the pitchers for that. And also we'll be talking about the AL MVP race. But listen, I don't want y'all to fret. I don't want you to be down. Hey, Killicam TV, thank you so much. He says, yeah, we're 1.5 behind the Rangers, 6.5 behind the Mariners. So hopefully they go on a losing streak soon. Yeah, I know. I think I improperly quoted the Mariners. Wait, you notice how Mariners fans like show up for like 1 or 2 games and hate on us and then they leave? I mean, where are they going back to? Their autonomous zone? What are they doing? Kyle Tucker. So Kyle Tucker, someone asked about him earlier. Kyle Tucker is basically resting today. If you're listening today, it's the day game. He rested on Wednesday. He rested on Tuesday. He's going to rest on Wednesday. They're off Thursday. They're expecting Tucker to be back Friday playing. So there is no delay on there. But hey, are y'all ready? Are y'all ready for this? A motivational moment from Motivational Wheelhouse. Y'all want to hear why you got no reason to worry? Look, he's here to pick your spirits up. Let's see what he's got to say.
You say you're committed. But did you know that this word relentless was picked from the divine gods of baseball? Did you not know that it's not just a random hashtag with some marketing hacks in a room deciding on what should be the next theme for the Astros season? Absolutely not. It was a divine choice picked from the tree of knowledge. When they consumed it, they saw this word relentless. They knew there would be troubles ahead. I am Htown Wheelhouse, and I'm always positive, always Stros. But right now, I'm always positive, always motivating, always serious. The Houston Astros may have lost their grasp of the title. We may have lost 2 pitchers to Tommy John surgery. We may be playing both Singleton and Abreu on the same roster, but that doesn't keep us from the World Series, does it? We don't play the AL West in the MLB because it's easy. We play them because it's hard. And failure is not an option. It's not whether you get hit, it's what you do when you get hit. Do you get up? Do you keep fighting? Do you see the mountain through the valley, or do you wallow in your self-pity? What's your name, MLB? It doesn't matter what your name is, because the Houston Astros are relentless. And mark my words, they will make their way into the 2024 Major League Baseball postseason. Once we get there, it's anybody's game.
Oh, come on, Ben. What's going on, man? It's low-key cringe. Everybody else liked it. Love the Orbit hat. Bree was giving me the H right there. Relentless hashtag. Always positive, always Stros. Look, man, the bottom line is this. It doesn't matter what the opponent on the other side of the field does. It all has to come down to this team. And I think the hill that this team has to climb is going to be harder and tougher than they've ever had to climb before. But tell me if this is something I picked up on the last 2 days. Yes, I am the new Astros hype man. I'm basically the guy that's in the background of the main concert. So like if you go to a rap concert, they always have, there's like a rapper and then there's like a hype man. The hype man didn't really have talent. He just gets everybody going. That's me. Okay. I'm not Wiz Khalifa or DaBaby or whatever these rappers, Drake or no. Oh no, he just got buried. Never mind. Kendrick Lamar. I'm the hype man. Okay. I'm not Kendrick Lamar. I'm the hype man. But seriously, these last 2 games, like with this news of Urquidy and Javier, it's almost like the Astros are extra motivated. It's almost like the Astros have a sense of urgency. And I really think that a sweep of the Cardinals is very, very possible here. And I know the Cardinals are slipping and sliding, but again, like I said last night, the bottom line is this. The Astros have the best June schedule of any of the 2 opponents above them in the AL West. They can climb this ladder. And as we're talking, the tides are turning as Oakland is trying to it's the bottom of the 9th. Oakland is trying to win this game. They're trying to get back into it. Bleday is up to bat. It's 4-3, like y'all said. Maybe we'll see what happens. Oh, Bleday got hit by a pitch. It looks like Bleday got hit in the ankle. Munoz is up as the closer. So I guess we'll have to see. Well, I'm not going to be able to stay on until the end of that game. But look, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thanks for putting up with my shenanigans right now. Look, I need something. What is this? Did you see? Yes, I did see my picture tonight. Yeah. So they've been running that picture, I believe, all season. If you go to my X account, it's my Avi. It's a picture of me doing this with my Space City jersey. That was actually at ALCS Game 5. And we saw someone from the Astros taking pictures. We had no idea they were taking a picture of us. We had no idea it's going to be used on Space City Home Network. So that's actually pretty cool. I get that mentioned just about every day. I got 2 texts tonight. Hey, I saw you. And I almost missed it because I, for some reason, never see it. And I saw it tonight and I got excited. That's weird. That's very egocentric of me. But oh well, I digress. But Urquidy's down. Javier's down. We just signed Nick Hernandez. I think it's a great signing. Small ball was the name of the game tonight. Yanier Diaz hit bombs. Yordan Alvarez is swinging a good bat. Jose Altuve swinging it again. Kyle Tucker comes back. He gets back full strength on that leg. And I think the Astros are going in the right direction, y'all. I really do. I think that the glass is half full, and I'm not just saying that, okay? But the Astros now, I think, put themselves squarely in a position where they are going to have to go out and get an arm. They're going to have to be buyers. If they want to do that, they're going to absolutely have to be buyers. Well, guys, I've run out of time. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Y'all are awesome. And hey, you know what? I promise next time to be a little cooler for y'all. But you know what's coolest? Fans like y'all, listeners and viewers like y'all. You are the real MVPs. We love you. From myself, from Eric Huysman, everybody at Locked On Astros, remember we're your team every day. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Tell a friend about us. And as always, go Astros. Wow. Got out in time tonight. Woo-hoo. Let's go.